Megan Hicks of I Run Far, and we're here at the finish line of the 2017 Western States 100. We're here in Auburn, California, with South Africa's Ryan Sands, who's the men's champion. Congratulations.
Thanks so much. Yeah, it was a dream come true yesterday.
So when I think of you in Western States, I think of quite a relationship. You've been here a number of times. You have 2 finishes and 2 did not make it to the finish lines. And now this win. What is your relationship with this race like?
Yeah, I suppose it's like, as you say, a little bit of a love-hate relationship. I think I came here in 2012 and came second to Timmy, and like for me that was still like the best or like the easiest 100 mile I've run, in the sense that just
Really?
like everything just clicked and I felt so good. But Timmy was just like in another league that day. And then then 2013 I thought I'd come back here and try go one better, and sprained my ankle badly like about a month out, so that was that done. 2014 then like came back again. I just had a bit of a rough day, probably did a little bit too much racing, and then really tried to focus on it in 2015, and woke up the day before the race with a stomach bug. So and then like last year I actually skipped it. To be honest, I kind of thought, cool, that's the end. Yeah, that's the end. But then I think like missing it for a year, I just like realized like how much the race means to me and how badly I wanted to be a part of it again. So luckily, managed to get a special consideration entry, and everything seemed to line up yesterday.
Can you articulate what it is that draws you here? I mean, you're from the other side of the world, quite literally. This is a race that's got conditions that are, I mean, it's just tough all the time. There are tough conditions. It's brutal, but there's something that's attractive about it. What gets in your blood about this race?
Yeah, I think there's just so much like history about the race. Like, it is the original 100 miler, but also I think the people make the race. Like, we met so many special friends here, and they're always so like welcoming. I think that's always a big draw card. And like you said, that the race is brutal. It's like probably not as exotic and like pretty as other races, but I also kind of think like when you're racing at the front end of the field, you're not looking at views either, so like if it's a bit boring, like who cares. And I think I also really enjoy the course. It's fairly runnable, and I think that suits my style of running. I suppose a lot of the gradients are kind of douche grade, I kind of find that really easy just to get into a rhythm and kind of keep tracking along.
So you've been here a number of times. You've also been here extra time ahead of the races. You know this course probably pretty close, like the back of your hand now. Can you talk about the parts of this course that you really like, and maybe the parts that you like a little bit less?
I think it always changes every year. I kind of really enjoyed the high country. I normally really enjoy the high country, and enjoyed it yesterday, but it was pretty tough going with all the snow. I kind of nearly removed my kneecaps once or twice, just kind of falling through the snow. So like to see Jim get through there so fast, that was pretty mind-blowing. And then other parts of the course. Previous times I've run it, I've really enjoyed the river section. I just seem to be getting into a really nice rhythm there, but yesterday I kind of really battled, especially the last 5 Ks of the river stretch to the actual river crossing. I was just completely out of it, try to put a bit of a poker face on to get across the river and just really keep on going, because I knew Alex was kind of making up ground. And obviously it's always nice to kind of get onto the track and cross the finish line.
I think one of the tricks of yesterday was to sort of run your own race. I mean, you were in second place basically from the first time we saw you at mile 15 until you took over the lead coming down towards the river. But was it hard to race your own race given the antics of what was happening in front of you?
No, I kind of realized with Jim going out so hard, it was either going to be something really magical, or he was going to go up in flames. And
come back at some point.
Unfortunately, to me, it didn't go his way. But like I said again, I was pretty skeptical with him being able to go sub 14 in these conditions. But as I said yesterday, he's got bigger balls than me to try and do that. Like, that was pretty impressive. And also, I think respect to him, just the way he's handled it. Speaking to him yesterday, just saying I went for it, it didn't work out. Like, he doesn't have any excuses or anything like that. So I'm sure he'll come back and get that sub 14 someday. But yeah, I'd really focused on like running my own race, but I felt in like previous races sometimes I end up coming from too far behind. So I try to like push it a little bit. Just so I was like in striking distance and didn't have to try and make up too much ground in the like really hot part of the day. And it seemed to work. And I think I just like kind of felt pretty smooth and comfortable in those early phases. So I thought miles will kind of push it when I was still feeling good.
An interesting facet of like the top 5 in the men's race is that it was pretty tight. Like for a long time, you had very close chasers. Were you thinking about what was going on behind you and who might be coming and what pace you needed to maintain, or were you literally just trying to do your own race?
No, definitely. Like I think coming into Forest Hill, well, I suppose especially like crossing the river and like picking up my pace, Reno. I was nervous like about the guys behind me, and he told me everyone is close. So I thought like, I can go from leading the race to like ending up like 9th or 10th.
Which could have happened. Yeah. I mean, the way it was.
Yeah, like to be honest, like when I got out of the river, I kind of shuffled along to get around the corner so no one could see me, and I ended up walking for about 5 minutes just to try and kind of cool my kind of, or get my core temperature down. So I realized in those conditions, like if you get it wrong, it's very easy to kind of end up walking it in. So there was a concern, but I think luckily like Reno pushed me quite hard, and the time I got to Pointed Rocks, I think I had a 20-minute gap, so that definitely like helped, and then I could kind of back off a bit because my legs were a bit bashed up by then. So you got a report when you were coming through mile 94 at Pointed Rocks that you increased your gap before that, and maybe you could relax a teensy bit, or? Yeah, actually the aid station before that where Halkuna was at. Got it. Mile 90, the new Quarry Road, I think. Yeah. So he told me I was actually 22 minutes. So then I was like, cool. That little, so the climb going up to Pointed Rocks, I could like back off a little bit. But then actually a friend we know, Archer, said there've been conflicting reports and it might only be 5 minutes. So then I actually panicked to get I have to run now. Yeah. So then I took off down to No Hands Bridge, and then at No Hands Bridge I heard it was over 20 minutes, so then I could kind of back off a bit then. Cruise in a little bit. Yeah, but I suppose the times were like pretty slow yesterday. Like I was hoping to go a bit far, or I thought I would go a little bit faster yesterday, but obviously with the conditions, it kind of slowed things down. I think it became one of those days where the actual time was irrelevant. It was racing for the win under whatever the conditions are. Right? Oh no, for sure. Yeah. Like I said, I think it's out of my 3 races, it's the slowest one, but the one that's got me the win, so definitely be the most memorable. Yeah. You said at the finish line last night that winning this race is sort of a dream come true for you. Yeah. You've been here a number of times. You've had a 2nd place finish. You've had a couple pretty heartbreaking not make it to the starting lines. Like, what does it feel like to win a race you've thought about for so long? Yeah, it's pretty like epic. To be honest, I kind of haven't really probably thought about it too much. Sure. I was pretty out of it last night. But you're pretty amazing, actually. Thanks. No, but like waking up this morning, I think it's kind of slowly but surely sinking in, and I suppose kind of getting the Cougar Trophy, then I think it'll really sink in. But like I said, I think this is the one race I've always like dreamed of winning. Like I said, obviously a race like UTMB is huge, but I don't know, there's just something special about this race being the original, and just kind of all the kind of the history that goes with it makes it really special. Your life has changed a lot recently. You're a dad to Max. We got to meet and spend some time with Max at the finish line last night. What's it like trying to keep things at a high level and keep your training at a high level, keep yourself healthy and with that little booger in your life? It's been really like awesome. Like I think obviously last time I spoke to you was at Grand Raider reunion, and I think he was born a few weeks before, so I didn't get a lot of sleep then, but it has got better, and Vanessa's been really cool. I think it's also just like chilled me out a lot more. Like I just realized like kind of a race is just a race. Like there's so much stuff you can't control. I think you can control the whole process, but you can't control the end results. So if, like
where
something.
the chips fall for
Yeah.
your best day or whatever.
Yeah, so like I think that helps just being a lot more relaxed, and yeah, it was really awesome to see him out there yesterday, kind of having one or two low moments. Was cool to be able to see him. So yeah, I definitely think a lot has changed, but I think for the better. I suppose sometimes do get a little bit less sleep, but again, I think probably 2 years ago I'd be a lot more stressed out. Like, I'm a professional athlete, I've got to get at least 8 hours sleep a night or 9 hours sleep, and now it's just like make
Fit it in.
yeah, and like it's not that I get a hell of a lot less sleep, but it's just like make the best of what you got. Sometimes you have a few bad nights, but it's not the end of the world.
I was actually quite impressed with Max's endurance yesterday. He was all over the course and he had a good attitude the entire time. I feel like he might have a little bit of your ultra running blood in him.
Yeah, he's quite big, so he's going to have to drop a few kgs to be a good ultra runner.
Baby weight at this point, right?
Yeah. No, he's definitely he's like I think he might be a climber. He seems to be kind of pulling himself up everywhere. But
Okay.
no, he was a little trooper yesterday. Like he didn't kind of moan once and was out there. And I think he even crossed the finish line ahead of me apparently yesterday.
He beat you.
Yeah.
He also beat you to like putting his face on the track and like licking the finish line. Yeah. See what this tastes like. Well, last question for you. What's next? What does your 2017 season involve?
Yeah, I'm going to go to Chamonix, or for I'm going to do CCC. I'm down for CCC. I was kind of toying with the idea to upgrade to UTMB, but I just think it'd be stupid for me kind of coming from like 2015 where I was a bit overtrained and stuff like that. So yeah, like CCC will be like the next focus, and then I'll take it from there. I might do the Ultra Trail Cape Town at the end of the year, which is now part of the World Ultra Tour.
And CCC looks as competitive as CCC's ever been, and to me it looks like CCC's as competitive as UTMB like 2 years ago, something like that. Super competitive race this year.
Yeah, it's exciting. I think that's what's really cool about the sport. Like, it's definitely getting a lot more competitive, and there's so many like new guys just kind of breaking out everywhere. So I think it'll be a really interesting race, and I think CCC is a part of the kind of UTMB route that I enjoy. So hopefully it'll go well.
I think we actually have the final finisher of the race coming down from Roby Point now. Over the finish time, but going to complete the whole distance. Pretty amazing.
Jeez. Oh, that's crazy.
Well, congratulations to you.
Thanks so much, and
on your win of the 2017 Western States 100, and we'll see you at CCC.
Cool, thanks, and thanks for the awesome support of the race.
Yeah, we're tired too.
Shame. Get some sleep.
Thanks again.
Cool, thanks.